everybody, here's the deal. In our time together today, we are going to talk about what I call creating the champion within. Creating the champion within. How to get up when life knocks you down. Can anyone out there relate? I don't know. When have I been knocked down lately? Oh, you too? Last March, 14 months. I'm like, ew, COVID. That's my shout out to Schitt's Creek. Love that Canadian show. Ew, COVID. But here's the deal. When you learn how to have the mindset of a champion and create the champion within, you can get up no matter what life throws at you. I don't care if it was pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, or when we come through this, and we're getting there. I see the light at the end of the COVID tunnel. So let's lay the foundation for how to create this champion mindset to handle whatever life throws at you. All right. It's based on a very important word, but it's kind of one of those words that doesn't exactly sound like it's spelled. So I'll spell it for you first. So this really important word is spelled P-A-R-A-D-I-G-M. Now, if you just look at it on paper, it looks like it'd be pronounced paradigm, which a lot of people tell me that's what they think it is. But it's actually pronounced paradigm. Paradigm. Now, here in the States, we have a certain currency that I like to use for our paradigm. So I don't call it paradigm. It's a little too fancy for me. And I mean, not to brag, but I did brush my hair for you today because I'm a princess. So instead of calling it paradigm, I call it 20 cent. Ooh, some of you get it, some of you don't. Paradigm, 20 cent. Because in the US, we got one dime equals 10 cents, another dime equals 10 cents. It's a pair of dimes, so I call it 20 cent. Like, you know the rapper 50 Cent, right? I'm the old lady, I call it 20 cent. So anytime you hear me say 20 cent, what we're really saying is what is your paradigm? But it's 20 cents more fun. So 20 cent or your paradigm is this. In the most simplest way I can explain it, it's your perspective. And life is all about perspective. And I see you on social media taking notes. Write this down, please. Your paradigm, your 20 cent, is your perspective, and life is all about perspective. And you know it's important when I'm closing my eyes saying it. I just get excited about it because it's important. So look, life was all about perspective before the pandemic. It certainly is all about perspective during it and what we do coming through. And what makes your 20 cents so powerful, right, is two things. It only lives up here. Nobody gets access to the penthouse if they're not paying rent. Only you get to choose what you let in here to influence how you feel. Like someone puts a nasty comment on social media and you let it ruin your day? Come on. This is time to take back your power and to control the controllables. And you can only control what's up here. We can't control what everyone else is doing. Because your perspective is how you choose to see yourself. It's how you choose to see each other. It's how you choose to see the world around you. It's how you choose to see yourself as a leader, as a human, and to see and believe what your future can hold. And you deserve to create a life that you desire because you matter. But it all starts up here with your perspective, and you're the only one who lives up here. And the second thing that makes your 20 cents so powerful is this. What you see is what you get. What? What you see is what you get. But let's go next level. We're talking international leaders right here. What you believe is what you get. Woo! Tweet that, snap it, TikTok it. What you believe is what you get. So what do you believe is true about who you are and how you will come out of this pandemic with some post-traumatic growth and some post-traumatic wisdom? Yeah, we're all going to have post-traumatic stress. Me too. But didn't it teach us something? What did it teach you? You can only choose to see the lessons and the growth and the wisdom if you choose that perspective. Let me give you a real life example here to start this piece off. So this just happened to me yesterday, because you're 20 cents involved in every decision you make, big or small. Just yesterday, I found out from a client, I was supposed to have my second in-person event, oh my gosh, in June. And she emailed me yesterday and said, hey, Molly, disappointing, but we have to cancel it. Now I'm about keeping it real. I'm not like the rainbow kitten unicorn, like just think positive, everybody. And by the way, if I ever walked around doing this, I'd have no friends. Don't do that. If you learn one thing from me. I laugh when I'm by myself. It's been a long 14 months. So for 3 minutes, I had a pity party. And that's okay. I was frustrated. I was disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, I just wanted a live audience. I threw a little fit for about 3 minutes. And then I did and used my most valuable skill, which I'm going to share with you today. What I did is in that moment, after 3 minutes, what I did is what I call flip your 20. If you're taking notes, please write that. Flip your 20. Oh my gosh, I have a t-shirt with it. That's so weird. It just got printed now. Hashtag flip your 20. Here's what flip your 20 is. If your 20 cent is how you choose to see things, right? What your perspective, what you choose to believe, flip your 20 is this. Are you willing? Are you willing to see things from a different perspective? Because only you can, because it is your life and your choice. So in that moment, I had my 3 minute pity party, and I was kind of like, I had this obstacle in front of me, this isn't fair. This stinks. I'm so mad. I'm so frustrated. That's what I sound like when I have a pity party. It's so annoying. And then I stopped myself and I said, girl, you better flip your 20. And then I chose to look a different way. And I said, okay, I can't control that. What I can control is how I respond to the situation. I'm going to flip my 20 and say, you know what? Yep, it's disappointing. But what I also know to be true is when this event does happen in person, I'm going to be hired by this client again. I took a negative situation, a frustrating one, and I flipped my perspective. I didn't change what happened. I changed how I respond, and that is what Flip Your 20 is all about. And I chose to see the good in it, the opportunity in it in the future. Flip Your 20 is a skill you got to put in the reps. It's a strategy. It's a skill that takes so much practice. But when you learn to flip your 20, you pump the brakes on the negativity and what you can't do, and you flip it to look another way, it's a game changer. And you've already done this many times in the past 14 months, right? Maybe instead of your teachers and your parents breathing down your neck about online learning, maybe you decided, you're like, I'm so annoyed that they're just breathing down my neck. Oh my God. And you're like, I better flip my 20. And you flip it and you said, you know what? It's time for me to become an independent learner and take more ownership for my education. You flipped your 20 on that. Maybe you're an athlete or an artist or a musician, and all your obstacle right in front of you, because what you see is what you get, was this stinks. I can't have my athletic season or my school play. And you said, but you know what? Rosa, you got to flip your 20 and go, you know what? I can still practice my skill set. I can still go outside and shoot hoops. I can still practice the violin or whatever it is that you do. So now when this season comes around or the opportunity for the play is there, whether it's this spring or in the fall, your skill set has been maintained at a high level. Because you didn't change the situation, you changed your response to it. And that's what Flip Your 20 is all about. And you can flip it at any time. That's the beauty, because it's about taking your power back and controlling the controllables. And it all starts with your perspective and what you give meaning to. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give it. Nothing has meaning. Oh, I got to close my eyes. This is an important thing. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning you give to it. See how I know, pretty fancy, pretty professional when I do things like that. But this is the truth. So what if we flip our 20 on this one concept I'm going to share with you right now? If we flip our 20 on this one thing, game changer for you, and I will tell you, you are way ahead of the bell curve for every other teen and most adults. Here's what it is. what if we choose to flip our 20 and say this? The struggle is the gift. Ooh, I'm going to repeat that because you had better be writing that and tweeting that. The struggle is the gift. Woo! Woo! For the people in the back! I'm kidding. I live alone, but the kids outside, I had to shut the window so I didn't scare them. But this is the thing. Most of us think our before COVID, our biggest problem was we're not supposed to have problems. So when a problem came up, we had a pity party. We got mad. It's not fair. COVID forced our hand. Thanks, COVID. We all had problems and struggles and stuff. Some were really significant and devastating. Some weren't. And we're all somewhere in that spectrum. And I'm not asking you to compare your pain or your struggle with anyone. Comparison is garbage in any context. Stay in your own lane. But here's what I know for sure, how to understand how our 20 cent, flipping our 20 and the struggle is the gift works like a charm in real life. Because Flip Your 20 was made for a pandemic. I didn't even know it until it happened. Here's what I want to share with you. For me personally, and I want to be really careful on how I say this to not come across as a jerk. For me personally, the pandemic, these past 14 months, it has not been the worst thing that I have personally experienced. Now, I don't want to relive it. I do not. But it has gifted me many things. And because I believe, my 20 cent, I believe the struggle is the gift, I want to connect some dots on how you can do the same thing in your life. I'm going to connect dots with my story to show you why COVID wasn't the worst thing I've been through. So you can, as you're hearing my story, connect your dots, see what struggles have I had that are my gift now, because I've learned and grown and evolved and become more resilient because of it. Not despite it, because of it. So here's the short form. I did not have a great life growing up. Tons of trauma. Youngest of 6 kids. We're all very young at the same time. My parents were divorced, moved away from my dad, still don't have a relationship with him. And my mom was an alcoholic. She got remarried to this guy who was abusive. He abused our dogs. He almost choked my oldest brother to death one night on the stairs. My brother left that day. He was 16. He never came back. My mom chose to stay with this abusive man. Her drinking got worse. There was a lot of neglect, a lot of abandonment. Like, she didn't come to any sporting events. I was a really good student and athlete, and it didn't seem to matter. Like, nothing I did was like good enough. And as her drinking got worse, and I kept thinking, this cannot be my family. This is like not good. Because I was a successful student. I was a successful athlete. I tasted what that felt like. But then I'd go home and it was a disaster. And if my freshman year, I developed an eating disorder because I developed perfectionism very early on, trying to make everybody happy. And then when I was 15, I finally had enough. I was so angry and so bitter that this was my life and this was my family. And I knew there was something better, but it wasn't where I was living. And I was so angry, and I didn't know if I was going to hurt myself or someone else. So I decided at 15, I was going to run away from home. And I did run away, and I never went back. So I am literally a runaway. My mom lived a very short distance from my school. She never drove the short distance to walk in the school and say, "Is Molly Kennedy here, my daughter? I think she ran away." She didn't want me. So my 20 cent is, I must be a piece of garbage. My own mom doesn't want me. Then I couch surfed for a while, finally found someone in my community to live with, someone I trust and respect. And I'm thinking, oh, thank goodness, forget all this stuff. And we all have stuff. No one's alone in that. You're not alone. We all have stuff. We all have struggles. But I'm like, forget that. Let's move forward. Right? As an athlete in me, like, let's go. And I was like, everything's going to change. And I was right. It did change, because the moment I moved in with that person that I trusted, that's when the abuse began. And when I say abuse, this person sexually abused me for a couple of years. Now I'm thinking, yep, see, I knew it. I'm a piece of garbage. I'm unlovable. Now, I know now that was never true, but this is the power of our 20 cent and why we need to flip it. It was never true that I was not lovable or a piece of garbage. Never, not for a second. But I believed it, so it was. It was never true, but I believed it, so it was. That's why when I say your 20 cent, what's up here, what you believe is what you get. If that belief is holding you back to play small, to not go for it, to not take the challenge or the risk, when is now a good time to flip your 20 and step up to the plate and get it done? Because only you can. And I share that story to say, look, COVID for me wasn't the worst, because I went through all of that stuff in the past with no skill set, with no love, with no support, just pure bitterness and stubbornness. And I will prove to you, and it was exhausting. But if I can survive that and not be in jail or not be an addict and have an education, if I can do that because of the struggle, it has gifted me to create this version of myself, to share this with you today so you can do something with your 20 cent, so you can flip your 20. If I can survive that, I can survive a pandemic. I have skill sets now. I have support and love now. So when I say the struggle is the gift, I don't say that to be like cute or, well, that might be a catchy saying, because it's real. So what has COVID gifted you? Has it gifted you patience? Has it gifted you service? Has it gifted you empathy? Has it gifted you respect for your health? What has COVID gifted you? I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it wasn't, I wouldn't want to live through it again. But if we come out of this without a perspective of the gift, I feel like we've lost a great opportunity for learning. But that's my perspective. That's my 20 cent. Only you can choose yours. And that's where your power lies. And the last thing I want to say is this. It's a great quote I hear from Oprah, I hear from Tony Robbins all the time, is this: life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Oh, I believe that. Oh, I got goosebumps. I believe that in my core. So the next time, and it might be in 5 minutes, it might be tomorrow, it might be next week, the next time something happens to you that isn't fair or it stinks or you wish it was different, instead of defaulting to maybe your normal 20 cent of, why me? What if you step up, flip your 20 and say, watch me? Because that is what champions do.